On October 26, 2009, Tally Hall stepped back into the studio. The result of this time would be Good and Evil, an album equal in quality to Marvin's but distinctly its own. Containing a curated selection of songs written between 2006 and 2009, this album proved more serious in tone, both sonically and thematically, covering topics such as existentialism, intimacy, and the duality of the world. This isn't to say that they didn't handle these songs with some of the same humor and fun-loving attitude of Marvin's. After all, this was the band that wrote a ghetto rap made up entirely of only chicken clucking. But this lack of a laissez-faire approach only served to highlight the more serious nature of Good and Evil. All their seriousness wasn't reflected just in the lyrics. The music of Marvin's had an eccentric quality to it. Certain pieces, especially of those of Joe and Andrew, could have multiple distinct sections with their own chord progressions, instrumentation, and tempos. No better example of which could be found on Banana Man, which managed to fit upward of 7 distinct sections within its 4-minute runtime. Even simpler songs like Haiku and Welcome to Tally Hall will break up verses through use of unorthodox sound design and instrumentation, turning otherwise repetitive pieces into enjoyable and entertaining songs through and through. Compared to this, the production of Good and Evil felt more by the books, yet this didn't take away from it creatively. Giving a song like Hymn for a Scarecrow the Banana Man treatment, as fun as that sounds, would have utterly ruined the soul of the track. The same goes for the entire album. These songs were simply more serious, and the pulled-back production style helped get that point across while maintaining the creative integrity. And creative it was. It may not have had the bombast of its predecessor, but each production choice felt purposeful and well thought out. It wasn't bland, it wasn't boring or stagnant, it was just focused. You put these two albums next to each other, Marvin's was a showcase of everything they could and wanted to do, while Good and Evil was a more unified dive into just one of many aspects of what makes Tally Hall great. That focus followed them through the recording sessions and onto the road as they set out to promote their upcoming album. Donning new outfits of black vests atop their original white shirts, black pants, and color-coded ties, they were ready to showcase a more refined, mature version of themselves. Over the course of the next year, songs from the new album, including Turn the Lights Off, Cannibal, and Who Are You, started appearing alongside their more well-known catalog to equal applause, confirming that the band were heading in the right direction. And as production on Good and Evil approached completion in March of 2010, the band prepared themselves for a national tour to support the album. The future was looking bright. What could go wrong? In that moment, you looked into her eyes. Nothing else mattered. The world around you could be ending. You could be back in the battlefield surrounded by the gray. But you never would have seen it. She was too lovely to see the cruelness of the world. The last few days had been absolute bliss. Waking up to the soft sound of rain on the roof, making your way across the shore every evening, falling asleep beneath the stars just to repeat it over again the next day. You wanted this to last forever. And as you looked into her eyes, her bright, beautiful eyes, you let her know. And she said that she wanted that too. The ocean glittered in the sunset. 1,000 candles on the water, yet you didn't even care to glance. You couldn't hold the flame to her. In that moment, life was complete. Two became one. Nothing could ever ruin what you shared. Certainly not. Never.